Be crowned the back-to-school champion parent with a Sagicor Bank unsecured loan.
The time by Sagicor Bank is...
Tonight in CVM News at 7, surge in fatal police shootings. JFJ launches body-worn cameras petition. JCF says it will not be dictated to by JFJ or INDECOM on body-worn camera deployment. And in sports, Shelley Ann Fraser-Price reflects on her 18-year career on the track. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 for Saturday, September 27, 2025. I am Curlin Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. The number of people who have died by the hands of law enforcement continues to rise. For the 10th month in a row, there have been over 20 fatal police shootings. Amoy Harriott has the details.
4 men in 24 hours. The grim reality unfolding as police fatal shootings continue their relentless rise. The latest incident happened early Thursday morning in Hungrytown off Mannings Hill Road in St. Andrew, where police say Damon Shearer was fatally shot after allegedly pointing a .40 pistol at lawmen during an operation. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Another man was also killed Thursday morning in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Now, his identity has not yet been released. Hours before those shootings, on Wednesday, police shot and killed 2 men in Winterspen, St. Catherine. The dead men have been identified as Malachi McLean and 24-year-old Nicoy Nelson. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, says it has launched probes into the incidents. Now, these killings come against the backdrop of a noticeable increase in police fatal shootings in 2025. 230 persons have been fatally shot by the security forces since the start of the year. That figure represents a 76% increase when compared to the 131 killed over the same period in 2024. A total of 20 fatal shootings took place in September alone, marking the 10th consecutive month in which 20 or more people have been killed by the security forces. Now, at least 2 of the 3 incidents between Wednesday and Thursday have been confirmed as arising from planned police operations, with INDECOM noting that 118 of the total deaths this year occurred during planned operations. There were no reports of body-worn cameras being used in any of the incidents. In the meantime, police in St. Andrew North are appealing for several wanted men to turn themselves in. They are Fabian Watson, also called Bulla, and Tristan of Florence Hill, St. Andrew, and Hamilton Gardens, Gregory Park, St. Catherine. They're also seeking Siobhan Matthews, also called Max, of Zambia Central Village and Blue Hole District, Red Hill, St. Andrew. Kemar Samuda, also called Scammer, and Chopper of Red Hills Road, Kingston 19. The police are also appealing to Emar Grinham, also called Bully Beef, of Barbican Road, Andrews Pen in Kingston 8. Additionally, Kenroy Willis, also called Papa, of Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew, who's wanted for murder and listed as a person of interest in several other shootings. Meanwhile, over in St. Anne, detectives have named Jordan Hyde, otherwise called Tupac, of Windsor Heights, Marley in St. Anne's Bay, as a person of interest. Police say he may be able to assist with ongoing investigations in the parish and are appealing for him to turn himself in immediately. Now, anyone with information on the whereabouts of any of these men is being urged to contact the police. Amoy Harriott reporting for CVM News.
Now, against that backdrop, Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, has launched a petition demanding urgent legislation to mandate the use of body-worn cameras. The petition, which is addressed to the Prime Minister and Minister of Defence, the Minister of National Security and Peace, the Police Commissioner, the Jamaica Constabulary Force and members of the Parliament of Jamaica, contends the JCF's existing management of a body-worn cameras policy and the standard operating procedures November 2021 are non-binding with protocol with non-mandatory enforcement. The petition calls for the enactment of legislation to transform the JCF's 2021 protocol into law, mandating activation during investigative stops, calls for service, traffic stops and use of force incidents. Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, Michael Jackson, spoke to the context of the petition.
When JFJ met with the leadership of the constabulary force, we were told that there would be 1,000 body-worn cameras being procured or near completion of procurement, and another 3,000 will be procured over the next 3 fiscal years. And recently we were advised that the 1,000 is actually now near completion. Now, when we asked the JCF's leadership if there would be a commitment for a portion of those body-worn cameras to be deployed to planned operation, we did not get any firm commitment. So we are reiterating our call to the JCF that a portion of those body-worn cameras ought to be deployed, allotted to planned operations. And it is important that we put in perspective to the public that of the 230 fatalities year to date, 118 stemmed from planned operations. So in other words, 51% of people killed year to date by law enforcement officers occurred during a planned operation. That alone would demand that there needs to be scrutiny and independent evidence, especially given in some of those instances, witnesses, families of the deceased have come forward and they have put a counter narrative to that of the police account. So JFJ, we're asking the public to join us in this petition, and we're asking the public to go on the JFJ's social media platforms so that they can see the relevant information and sign the petition that we have made to the legislator.
Well, the JCF has reaffirmed its commitment to body-worn cameras, BWCs, aimed at what is described as misleading narratives. A release issued by the communications arm of the JCF states it will not be dictated to by Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, or by any other group on matters of operational deployment of BWCs or any other internal operational strategies. However, the Constabulary Force says it is not averse to critique or engagement, remaining open to meaningful dialogue grounded in facts. The JCF also states for several months it has publicly acknowledged that the force is actively engaged in the procurement of an additional 1,000 BWCs. Yet rather than recognizing the update as being in the spirit of transparency, the JCF says some outlets have chosen to reframe the information as a response to public pressure. The JCF command says this is not only inaccurate, it is disingenuous, adding the force cannot be mandated to use tools that we do not yet have. The limited deployment of BWCs, it says, is not due to a lack of will or reluctance on the part of the JCF. Rather, it reflects the logistical and financial realities of equipping over 8,000 frontline personnel. And the JCF reminds it neither controls the procurement process nor the allocation of the government's financial resources. However, the JCF did affirm one area of agreement with both the JFJ and INDECOM. The number of fatal shootings by the police is unacceptably high. Chairman and Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Henry, says despite concerns relating to the pros and cons that come with the use of artificial intelligence, Jamaica must press ahead or risk being left behind economically. Dr. Henry cautions as AI continues to develop and improve, its full long-term impact on the labor market remains difficult to predict and therefore underscores the critical importance of lifelong learning and adaptability for the workforce.
PIOJ Chairman and Director General Dr. Wayne Henry pointing to artificial intelligence as a powerful tool that should be used across various sectors to facilitate economic growth.
While AI presents unprecedented possibilities, there are also risks and dangers that we must consider and respond to, as with great power comes great responsibility. Artificial intelligence offers immense opportunities to boost productivity, unlock entrepreneurial potential, and create new and higher value jobs in the Jamaican labor market.
Dr. Henry intimated that all sectors across the economy can benefit. For example, in the agricultural sector where farmers could use it to predict weather patterns and manage crops. And in tourism where hoteliers could improve customer service using specific AI platforms. Additionally, it is also useful in managing and administering care to Jamaica's aging population.
These demographic trends require purposeful action by all stakeholders to ensure the adequacy of healthcare and social services to address the challenges associated with this demographic change. There also needs to be deliberate efforts to ensure that the change in demography does not create a strain on the labor force. To this end, AI could be a powerful tool to address these challenges, spurring the creation of new digital labor opportunities for older persons in the population.
The PIOJ Director General said it is important that the labor force is equipped to reap all the benefits in this new age of AI. The education and training systems he posits must adapt to ensure that the workforce meets the demand for skills such as creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. Significant concerns, though, are job losses where the duties are routine and repetitive in nature, such as data entry and customer service roles.
At the same time, it is crucial that we address the ethical implications of AI in the labor market and the wider society. Issues such as bias in AI algorithms, data privacy, and the potential for increased inequality must be carefully managed.
For CVM News, I'm Damon Phillips.
The official orientation day for new members of the House of Representatives will be held at Gordon House next Tuesday. The orientation will provide members with an overview of the operations of Parliament and the services available to support them in carrying out their duties. Sessions will include presentations from the clerk, the marshal, and representatives of key departments such as human resources. Now, new members will also be able to familiarize themselves with the physical spaces and resources of Gordon House and the JMEA Annex. Leader of Government Business in the House of Representatives, Floyd Green, spoke to the importance of an orientation process.
For our new members, orientation is really about laying the groundwork for their service. They are stepping into Parliament at a critical time for Jamaica, and it's important that they have the tools, knowledge, and support to really hit the ground running. Our process will ensure that they can provide the most effective representation and also that they appreciate their roles as legislators. We are also in the process of finalizing membership of our select sessional committees of the House in a bid to ensure that by the first sitting of the House, the committees can be established and can start their work immediately.
The procedures to fill vacant posts of councillors in 3 divisions in the corporate area have been completed. Dellen Gale, Kelvin Hall, and the lone female, Felicia Henry Golding, victorious Jamaica Labour Party candidates, were officially sworn in. Now, the charge to the trio, 2 of whom replaced their colleagues who died, was clear. They are now representing all the people. Flanked by 3 first-timers, the newest councillors to the Kingston and St Andrew Municipal Corporation, the KSAMC, Mayor Andrew Swaby, like a proud big brother in the presence of their now fellow colleagues, family, political supporters and friends, rolled out a welcome mat without massaging their egos.
Councillors, as you begin this new chapter, may your service be meaningful, your decisions wise, and your legacy one of lasting impact. Remember, we are not only councillors of our divisions, we are builders of a greater Kingston and St Andrew, and by extension, a stronger Jamaica. Once again, congratulations and welcome you. I welcome you to the KSAMC family.
By the heavy thumping, the mayor also hammered home the people's desire to the local government reps for the Olympic Gardens, the Chancery Hall and the Denham Town divisions.
As councillors, we are the closest link between central government and the people. We are their voice, their advocate and their problem solvers. From infrastructure to community development, the decisions we make directly affect the lives of the people we serve. As a local authority, the KSAMC remains the cornerstone of democracy and sustainable development. It is through our collective work that this municipality will continue to grow and reflect the hopes of its residents. I charge you to take the oath that you have taken today, to lead with integrity, serve with humility, and govern with fairness.
He kept it direct. The need for transparency, accountability, and compassion to mark their time in office was sealed by the trust and the confidence of their constituents to lead.
Leadership is not about personal power. It's about empowering others and ensure that every resident feel the benefits of good governance. Together, this KSAMC administration has the opportunity to transform Kingston and St Andrew into a city that is cleaner, safer, stronger, and more inclusive. Challenges will come, but with unity, vision, and commitment, I have no doubt we will succeed.
Curlin Brown, CVM News. And still with the head of the Kingston and St Andrew Municipality, he openly voiced approval of the recently reappointed Minister of Local Government and Community Development, whose state minister is the man he defeated, the former mayor of Kingston and now newly elected Member of Parliament for Central Clarendon.
While I don't agree a lot with the Prime Minister, I can't imagine a more suitable individual to continue leading this ministry with passion, commitment, and experience. I also want to congratulate Mr. Delroy Williams, Minister Delroy Williams, on his appointment. We look forward to working with you in your new capacity, as together we can continue to serve the people of Kingston and St Andrew and the wider Jamaica.
Stay with us. CVM News at 7 continues in just a moment.
Need to replace or amend your exam certificate? The Overseas Examinations Commission can help. The local service charges $3,960 Jamaican dollars. Apply using our new service portal, OEC Online. With OEC Online, you can pay for our services from anywhere, right at your fingertips. Locate us at 6 Manhattan Road, Kingston 5, or 18 Queens Drive, Montego Bay, or call 876-618-3721, or visit our website at overseasexams.org.jm. The OEC, your trusted partner for certificate.
Want you to read the teleprompter, all right?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Deposit Insurance in a Minute. Deposit insurance is a system designed to protect depositors in the event that a bank or other deposit-taking institution fails.
It is a key part of a country's financial safety net, ensuring that if something goes wrong, depositors don't lose all their hard-earned money.
Big man thing, we never know say them thing exists.
JDIC is the government entity that protects depositors by insuring their deposits up to 1.2 million. So even if a bank fails, you won't lose everything.
A good something this one because me can't take no surprise with my money.
You can't say that again.
JDIC, protecting your deposits,
securing your future.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Are you ready for something mega? Megamart's giving away a brand new 2025 Hyundai Tucson. Second prize, a mega shopping spree. Third prize, 30,000 monthly shopping spree. Okay, break it down for them.
Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Fill out the entry form on your receipt. Drop it in the box. That's it.
Authorized under Section 53 of the Betting Bidding and Lotteries Act.
Welcome back. Fisher folks across the island are being reminded to pay keen attention to the weather changes affecting the Caribbean at this time. CVM News earlier spoke directly with a team from the Marine Division on rounds in Port Royal.
With regards to the inclement weather, we try to educate the fisher folks as best as possible to adhere to the weather report, so that the necessary steps can be taken to prevent the loss of life, and that all safety rules are adhered to and safety equipment are worn when going to sea during this time.
Take for example at this moment, what's the latest you have?
On the tropical depression, the latest that we have, it's going to be passing pretty close to Bahamas. That's what we would have listened at this morning.
What's coming from the fisher folks, really, the persons that fish at night out in the ocean. What we're getting from them today is that there's a lot of light and a lot of wind on the open ocean. So we want to, put that to the rest of fisher folks so that they be very cautious in going out, traversing back and forth the ocean space.
And when they are going, they are to let somebody know where they are heading to, so that in case there is any needs for emergency response, we can pinpoint the areas that they see they would have been mentioned, so that it would be an easy search and rescue operation.
Motorists benefiting from a grace period since the opening of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project will soon have to dig into their pockets. It's good news for business operators who are factoring cost could work in their favor, reconnecting them with lost customers, but the alternative remains quite a contrast.
I think it was open on a Thursday afternoon.
The thrill of experiencing infrastructural development firsthand.
We could play cricket in the road because there wasn't any cars, any motor vehicles, because everybody want to sample the highway.
Like Dion in Scott's Pass on the Clarendon side, the focus on a Clarendon to Manchester connectivity in 2023 was easier and faster travel time. The people even made it personal, dubbing it the Maypen to Williamsfield Highway.
Man, that Friday, if I open my fridge 2 times, whoa, it was like, they said we had what, COVID, and that was pandemic. This was our pandemic.
Russ Marshall, a businessman of more than 20 years, is a household name along the porous main road, which has gradually become more like a hidden path. He has seen both sides of modernization.
It's really the main road and them source I live in, So when the main road not really not function to the highest level, people suffer more. Because you them come out more time, hack themselves, back up them school money to go on a school cars. That's what the system design, But for right now, We have to just take time a balance with the little much we have, you know.
Fortunately, all is not lost, yet some truckers still prefer the small winding road, saying the hill burns more fuel, especially with loads from the sand quarry. And Mother Nature still preserves the Scots Pass River, which has been a treasure, pulling customers from all across the island for decades, especially in these scorching days. However, others no longer come for that love. Now, with toll charges to be applied in October, ending the freeway, the prediction is a breakthrough from the split in the traffic. However,
I can't remember the vehicle them run if them not really do some work on this road. The road run is so bad, man.
ironically, as high as the risk of potential tragedies, so too is the expectancy of positive adjustments.
We can't put no pressure upon no one still, you know. We say the government fault because the rain a fall and the whole pay the vehicle them and them thing they deteriorate when the road fast and then now we lack a water cable, you know, to take the water off of the main road, so it affect the road because as soon as the water stick up on the road, you know, as the water soak through the asphalt starts swell, and that is the main thing right now where affect the people around us and the road, you know. But we look forward for great changes.
Curlin Brown, CVM News. It's time for regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. Barbados's Prime Minister Mia Amoy Motley has sounded a sharp warning at the United Nations, urging respect for Caribbean sovereignty and a halt to growing military tensions in the region. More from CBC News, Barbados.
We believe that any such build-up could occasion just an accident. And if it does, a simple accident can put the Southern Caribbean at disproportionate risk. I need not tell you, therefore, what a war can do. It is not acceptable for our islands, our countries, to be viewed as collateral damage.
The body of Corporal Kennedy Matuku Nzuve, the Kenyan police officer who died in a road accident while serving with the multinational security support mission in Haiti, has been repatriated for internment. NTV Kenya with that report.
A somber mood palpable at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, JKIA, as family, friends and colleagues of the late Corporal Kennedy Mutuku received his remains moments after arrival from Haiti. Police officers of different ranks in full gear gathered solemnly around the coffin. At the center, a priest led in prayers while officers paid their respects in their customary traditions of the service. The family, still grieving the officer who died in a road accident while on duty in Haiti, already planning ahead.
Having the body transferred to Choromo Mortuary, and then from there, the other procedures shall follow in. The burial we expected to be on Thursday next week, but we will be able to give the final official details later on. So as for now, as a family, we are at least settled fairly because we have been waiting for over 3 weeks.
And in international news, infectious disease experts have hailed a move that will see a highly effective HIV prevention drug be sold at $40 a year in low and middle income countries. Deals with Indian drug manufacturers will see generic versions of the highly effective drug rolled out in 120 countries as of 2027. We turn to France 24.
Lenacapavir has been proven to reduce the risk of HIV transmission by more than 99.9%. Yeztugo was marketed under the brand name Yeztugo by California-based Gilead Sciences. It currently costs around $28,000 a year in the United States, a price which some experts say has hindered the effort to curb the HIV epidemic. Cheaper alternatives could represent a turning point.
Now, with this product, we can end HIV. We can really have a bite in the curve of the epidemic and end HIV, and it is within our sight. But we have to see the investments now.
Since 2010, global efforts have helped slash the number of new HIV infections by 40%, but UNAIDS data still shows 1.3 million people contracted HIV in 2024.
And that's it for regional and international news.
Ronaldo Adams is standing by. He'll continue our newscast with sports right after this.